Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. We've got a magnificent full moon to welcome us here today at Circular Quay, and it's a mild morning. There's a bit of a breeze going. It looks like the breeze today is coming from the south. It's only gentle, and it's quite pleasant actually. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. So what we'll do is we'll do a walk and talk. I just jumped off the train here at Circular Quay, and it always opens my heart whenever I get off here and see this view, a world-class view. I'm sure there are people from all over the world who would give their right arm to be able to see this every morning. So I'm very fortunate, to say the least. Anyway, today's book summary that I'm going to cover is entitled QBQ. QBQ by John G. Miller. Can you see all those seagulls on the roofs there? They're all just getting all ready to start their day as well. But what QBQ is all about is about the question behind the question, and it's a scientific sort of look into how better questions can give us better answers. So just looking at the questions that we ask can say a lot about a person and about their personality. So this book here is a call to action to be a little bit more specific, a little bit more measured, a little bit more deliberate in terms of how you use questioning to understand your world and to help others around you. So the first point that comes out of this book is that rather than asking why, when, or who in your questioning, make sure that you start your queries with what or how. Let me just say that again. So rather than asking why, when, or who, try starting your questions with what and how. Because what the author is saying is that it will give you a level of empowerment. Because there are two types of questions. There are IQ, which are inappropriate questions, which cause pain and inaction. It's the why me sort of questioning. And there are QBQ questions, which are the question behind the question, which help us navigate hardships and empower us. So the IQ sort of questions are the sort of questions that are full of blame, full of negativity, and are full of lack of ownership or lack of agency. They're the disempowering sort of questions that basically lead us nowhere, just lead us to inactivity. Whereas good questions, good questions are the ones that are full of opportunity, enthusiasm, and ownership. So what is it? Why do some people always ask the wrong questions? Like, what's wrong? They come up to you and say, what's wrong? Straight away that question is going to lead to a disempowering sort of answer. It's going to get you to think that something is wrong when something may not be wrong. So the QBQ, the question behind the question, changes our brain from feeling victimized to how we can make a positive difference. By asking what and how leads us to solutions, or leads us to looking at things with a different perspective, with an open heart, with an open eye, with an open mind. So let's go on a walk and talk. We'll head off as we do. Not sure where I'm going to go today. I can see a bit of a breeze, as we said, flickering these flags around. So I'm just going to be careful that I don't get the buffering in the mic. So let's continue our walk and talk. So the other thing that the author talks about in this wonderful book is that when you focus on yourself by including I in your questions, that you develop the rare and invaluable habit of accountability. So rather than talk about them, the amorphous them and everybody else, try and include the word I in your questioning, because it gives you agency. When you include I, you become the agent of your solution and of your future, rather than blaming or depending on everybody else. So people love to blame everybody else. People love blaming everybody other than themselves. It's a human trait and a failing that many people have. You know, if you blame other people for your situation, then you're never ever going to find a solution, and you're going to continue to go round and round, down and down, in that victim mindset. Look here, the Charlotte just sitting here. So the author also goes here on to say that many feel entitled to benefits without any willingness to become proactive and accountable for improving their situation and station in life. At the end of the day, it's only you. It's you and the rest of the world. But you need to give yourself power to achieve your dreams and your goals. And the way you do it is by using the word I in your questioning, because by using I, you take immediate and empowering ownership. You can change anything as long as you use I in your questioning. So a very, very powerful and profound learning coming from this book, to forget about them, forget about everybody else, forget about using the amorphous mass, blaming them, it's all their fault, and just turn the focus on yourself, and that way you relieve yourself from the shackles of imprisonment from everybody else and everything else, because using I changes the focus from things we can't change to things we can change. And the last formal point to come out of this book is to master the QBQ, the question behind the question. We need to ask questions that focus on action, because not doing anything is not going to lead you to any outcome. Because not acting, this is another very, very powerful point, and I love this one here. For all the young people out there, pay attention, listen up, because this one here is going to lead you to better outcomes. So not acting has bigger and much bigger risks than acting. Let me say it again. Not doing anything has bigger and much worse outcomes than by doing something. Because by doing something, at least you're making progress, you're moving. Action, when it leads, and this is another beautiful quote. A couple of massive points to come out of this book. Action, according to the author, even when it leads to mistakes, brings learning and growth. whereas inaction brings stagnation and atrophy, and you go backwards. So the important thing is to move and to keep on moving, to keep on acting, because movement leads to innovations, and it allows you to see more pieces of the puzzle, and to also allow you to gain momentum, because it's through momentum that we continue to get through those tough times. So in finishing up, in summary, the key learning from this book is that we need to start our questions with the what or how, and then follow up with questions that include I. And by using these techniques, you will gain empowerment to be able to basically get through the tricky parts of our lives, and to grow and develop and become a better, stronger, more representative version of who you are. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm just heading off to work now. There's one of the fellows that I've worked with that will be retiring today. He's 65. I think he's been working for almost 40 years. So the positive affirmation is, I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's learn to ask better quality questions that are going to lead us to solutions, as opposed to making us feel as if we're victims, helpless, hopeless, and incapable of doing anything productive or useful. Wishing everybody a happy Tuesday. Make the most of this wonderful day, and we'll chat again later on this morning, where we'll go through another book summary, and hopefully we can continue to learn, to grow and develop, and share many experiences, so that we can become the wind beneath our wings, and that we can learn many things so that we can live, learn, and pass it on. The objective is to share wherever possible and to make the most of every opportunity. Take care, and wishing you all the best, and we'll chat again later on. Bye for now.